Hey everyone, and welcome back to Thinkiverse Podcast, unlocking knowledge across the spectrum every day. I'm Ryan Lamas, and as always, I'm joined by the amazing Rona Esqueleto.
It's great to be back.
If you're loving these deep dives, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated on all our upcoming episodes. Today we're taking a trip around the globe, well, sort of, to explore a truly inspiring weight loss journey and the science that made it possible. We're talking about a woman who lost a whopping 92 pounds in just 2 years. Can you believe that?
That's incredible. 92 pounds is like shedding a whole person practically.
Right. And she did it by focusing on 3 key elements that we're going to unpack today. Our source for this fascinating deep dive is a YouTube video from Dr. Mike Hansen, where he breaks down this woman's incredible transformation. So buckle up, because we're about to learn how you can potentially achieve similar results.
This is going to be good. I'm already intrigued.
Me too. So the woman's approach revolved around 3 main components: intermittent fasting, choosing to eat unprocessed foods, and incorporating regular exercise. Dr. Mike really emphasized how combining these strategies creates this powerful synergy, like unlocking a secret level of fat-burning potential in your body.
It's like activating beast mode for your metabolism. I love that analogy. It's not about just doing one thing right, but about creating a holistic approach that maximizes your body's natural fat-burning mechanisms.
Exactly. And get this, she followed a 16.8 intermittent fasting schedule. Imagine eating only within an 8-hour window each day,
Yeah.
and then fasting for the remaining 16 hours. But here's the cool part. She wasn't depriving herself with some crazy restrictive diet. She even allowed herself cheat meals on the weekends. It seems like finding that balance is key.
That's so important. It's all about creating a lifestyle you can actually stick with long term. Extreme restrictions often lead to burnout, and let's be honest, who wants to live like that?
Definitely not me. Now let's talk about how she incorporated exercise into her routine. This woman was committed to either a 5-mile walk or a high-intensity interval training, HIIT, workout 5 times a week. It's like a 1-2 punch to those extra pounds.
I love how this case study proves you don't need magic pills, expensive supplements, or surgery to achieve significant weight loss. It's all about harnessing the power of simple yet effective lifestyle changes.
So empowering, right? Now let's get a little geeky and dive into the science behind intermittent fasting. Specifically, let's talk about this enzyme called AMP kinase. You ready for this?
Hit me with it. I love nerding out on this stuff.
Okay, so picture AMP kinase as your cell's fuel gauge. It's like a tiny sensor that's constantly monitoring your energy levels. When it senses that your energy reserves are running low, it sends a signal to your cells to start burning fuel. That's when the magic happens.
It's like flipping a switch in your body,
Hmm.
telling it to shift from storing fat to burning it.
Exactly. The amazing thing is that you can actually influence this switch by strategically timing your meals. When you fast for a prolonged period, like during that 16-hour fasting window, you're essentially telling your body, hey, it's time to tap into those fat reserves.
It's all about creating that energy deficit that forces your body to switch gears and start burning fat for fuel. And this is where the metabolic switch comes in. Around 12 hours after your last meal, your body starts to transition from burning glucose to burning ketones derived from fat. It's like unlocking a secret energy source.
Wow, that's incredible. So by simply extending that fasting window, we're basically encouraging our bodies to become fat-burning machines.
You got it. And here's the best part. This metabolic switch doesn't just burn fat, it also triggers some pretty awesome side effects. One of them is autophagy, which is like a cellular spring cleaning process.
So it's like giving your cells a spa day. Sign me up.
Exactly. Autophagy helps your cells get rid of damaged components and improves their overall function. It's like hitting the reset button on your cells and making them more efficient.
Okay, now that's what I'm talking about. Burning fat and rejuvenating our cells at the same time. What's not to love?
I know, right? Plus, the metabolic switch also improves your insulin sensitivity and enhances your stress resistance, making you more resilient to those everyday stressors.
It's like a triple win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to see why this woman achieved such amazing results. So we've got this awesome enzyme, AMP kinase, telling our bodies to burn fat, and autophagy cleaning up our cells. Anything else we need to know about?
Actually, there's another key player in this whole process, mTOR, a molecule that controls cell growth and maintenance. During fasting, mTOR takes a little break, allowing your cells to focus on repair and rejuvenation.
So fasting creates this perfect environment for our cells to not only burn fat, but also repair and renew themselves.
You nailed it. It's like creating a metabolic symphony where all these processes work together in harmony to optimize your health. And remember, exercise amplifies these benefits even further. Exercise, especially high-intensity workouts, also activates AMP kinase and boosts mitochondrial health, those little powerhouses in your cells that generate energy.
So exercise and intermittent fasting are like the ultimate power couple for weight loss and overall well-being.
Absolutely, they complement each other perfectly. Now let's shift gears and talk about the not-so-great news. Processed foods. We all know they're not doing us any favors, but let's unpack the science behind why they're so detrimental to our health.
Okay, so processed foods, bad, but
Mhm.
why exactly? What's the deal?
Well, the main culprit is the lack of fiber, particularly insoluble fiber, and the abundance of added sugar in these foods. This combination wreaks havoc on your insulin levels and throws your mitochondria out of whack.
So it's not just about the calories,
Mm.
but the way these foods mess with our body's delicate balance.
Exactly. And when it comes to sugar, fructose is the biggest offender. It's like pouring sugar in your gas tank.
Ouch, that doesn't sound good for our cellular engines. So fiber is our friend and fructose is the enemy.
Got it.
But why is fiber so important? Tell me more.
Fiber, particularly the insoluble kind, is like a scrub brush for your gut, helping things move along smoothly, regulating your digestion, and supporting a healthy gut microbiome. It also plays a crucial role in balancing your insulin response, which is essential for maintaining stable blood sugar levels.
Wow, I never knew fiber was such a multitasking superhero.
Yeah,
What are some good sources to make sure we're getting enough?
think whole grains, fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, and seeds. Aim for at least 25 to 30 grams of fiber per day.
So to recap, intermittent fasting helps us tap into our fat stores and clean up our cells. Exercise is like our metabolic booster shot. And those delicious, unprocessed, fiber-rich foods provide the building blocks for a healthy and happy metabolism. Did I get that right?
You nailed it. It all circles back to that incredible woman's success story. By incorporating these three simple yet powerful elements into her life, she was able to transform her body and achieve those amazing results. It's like Dr. Mike always says, just do it.
You know, this has been a truly eye-opening deep dive. I'm definitely feeling inspired to make some changes in my own life. How about you?
Right. Me too. It's amazing how small changes can have such a big impact on our health and well-being. And I think it's so important to celebrate those small wins along the way. Every step we take toward a healthier lifestyle is a victory worth acknowledging.
Absolutely. Before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to remind everyone to hit that like button and subscribe to Thinkiverse Podcast on YouTube for more awesome deep dives into all sorts of fascinating topics. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll explore even more amazing insights about intermittent fasting, exercise, and healthy eating.
Welcome back to Thinkiverse Podcast, where we unlock knowledge across the spectrum every day.
I'm so glad you're back with us.
Yeah.
You know, while we were on that break, I started thinking about what you said about shorter fasting periods. Is it really possible to get similar benefits without committing to a full 16 hours?
That's a great question, and one that researchers are actively exploring. You know, it's fascinating because there's growing interest in the benefits of time-restricted feeding, even with shorter fasting windows.
So instead of sticking to that strict 16-hour fast every day, could we maybe aim for a 12-hour or even a 10-hour fasting period and still reap some of those metabolic rewards?
Exactly. It seems like the key is giving your body enough time to deplete those stored up glycogen reserves and flip that metabolic switch we talked about earlier. It's like giving your metabolism a nudge in the right direction, even with shorter fasts.
That makes so much sense. So even if someone can't quite manage a full 16-hour fast every single day, incorporating shorter periods of fasting into their routine could still make a difference.
Absolutely. It's all about finding what works best for you and your lifestyle. And don't forget, it's not just about the length of the fast, but also what you choose to eat during those eating windows.
Right. It's like setting your body up for success by fueling it with those unprocessed, fiber-rich foods that we talked about earlier. It's all connected.
Couldn't agree more. And let's not forget the power of exercise, regular physical activity, especially when combined with intermittent fasting, can take those metabolic benefits to a whole new level.
It's like they work together to create this amazing synergy, boosting your metabolism and optimizing your health.
Exactly. It's like a dynamic duo working behind the scenes to help you feel your best. As we delve deeper into the science of metabolism, it's incredible to see how impactful these lifestyle interventions can be.
It's empowering to realize that we have so much control over our health. We're not just passive bystanders. We can actively participate in shaping our well-being.
Knowledge is power, right? And the more we understand about how our bodies work, the more equipped we are to make informed choices that support our long-term health goals.
It's not about chasing fad diets or quick fixes,
Yeah.
but about embracing a sustainable lifestyle that nourishes our bodies and minds.
It's about those small, consistent steps those healthy habits that we weave into the fabric of our lives.
Speaking of the woman in the case study, Dr. Mike mentioned that the research on intermittent fasting,
Mm,
especially for weight loss, is still evolving. He talked about some of the challenges in conducting those definitive studies.
that's true. It can be difficult to control for all the variables when studying human behavior.
Yeah.
What people eat, how much they exercise, their stress levels, all of these factors can influence the outcomes.
Right. And people don't always adhere perfectly to those study protocols,
Ah.
which can sometimes skew the results.
Despite these challenges, the existing research does suggest that intermittent fasting can be a valuable tool for weight loss, especially when it's combined with other healthy lifestyle changes.
And anecdotally, we hear so many inspiring stories of people who have achieved remarkable results through intermittent fasting. It's hard to ignore those personal experiences.
It's about finding that balance between personal anecdotes and the scientific evidence. Both can provide valuable insights.
Absolutely. It's important to acknowledge that what works for one person might not work for another. We're all unique individuals, and our bodies respond differently to different approaches.
Precisely. It's about tuning in to your own body's signals and finding what feels right for you. Now, are you ready to dive a little deeper into the science behind those fascinating metabolic processes we've been talking about?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's talk about those ketones. I'm super curious about them because we touched on them earlier,
Yeah.
but I'd love to get a better understanding of how they impact our metabolism.
Ketones are super cool. You know, when those glycogen stores start to dwindle, your body turns to fat as an alternative fuel source. It breaks down that fat and produces these amazing molecules called ketones, specifically beta hydroxybutyrate. They travel through your bloodstream to your cells, including those hungry brain cells, and provide them with a steady stream of energy.
It's like switching your body's engine from regular gasoline to premium fuel.
Love that analogy. And what's even cooler is that ketones have these unique properties that make them a particularly efficient fuel source.
Tell me more. I'm all ears.
Well, for starters,
Yeah.
when ketones are metabolized, they produce fewer free radicals than glucose. That means less oxidative stress on your cells, which is a huge plus.
So it's like giving our cells a break from damage.
Exactly. Plus, ketones have anti-inflammatory effects, which can benefit your overall health in countless ways.
Wow. So by incorporating those periods of fasting into our routines, we're not just burning fat and losing weight, we're also giving our cells this cleaner, more efficient energy source.
You got it. And remember that cellular spring cleaning process we talked about earlier, autophagy? Well, ketones play a role in stimulating that process too.
It's like a double whammy of benefits, providing energy and promoting cellular renewal. It's amazing how these ancient metabolic processes, which evolved to help us survive those lean times, can be harnessed to optimize our health in today's world.
It's a testament to the incredible adaptability of the human body. Now let's bring exercise back into the equation. We know it's crucial for overall health, but how does it specifically interact with intermittent fasting to create that metabolic magic?
I'm all ears. Tell me everything.
Well, exercise, especially those intense workouts like resistance training and high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, has been shown to increase AMP kinase activity, just like fasting does. Remember, that's the enzyme that tells your body to start burning fat.
So it's like exercise gives that metabolic switch an extra push in the right direction.
Exactly. And exercise also stimulates the creation of new mitochondria, those tiny power plants in your cells that generate energy.
It's like we're building more energy-producing factories in our bodies.
That's a great way to put it. By combining exercise with intermittent fasting, we're creating this metabolic powerhouse, optimizing our ability to burn fat, build lean muscle, and feel energized.
And the benefits extend beyond the physical, right? I mean, we all know that exercise can improve our mood, sharpen our thinking, and help us sleep better. It's like a holistic boost for our entire being.
It's like a ripple effect where positive changes in one area of our lives create a cascade of benefits in other areas.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important to approach health from a multifaceted perspective, right?
Absolutely. It's not about fixating on a single diet or exercise plan, but about creating a lifestyle that nourishes our bodies, minds, and spirits.
It's about finding balance, honoring our individual needs, and making choices that align with our values and goals.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And remember, it's a journey, not a destination. There will be bumps along the road. But the key is to keep learning, keep experimenting, and keep moving forward.
So much wisdom in those words. This has been such an insightful conversation. And I feel like I'm walking away with so many valuable takeaways.
Me too. It's so empowering to realize that we have more control over our well-being than we often give ourselves credit for.
Before we move on to the final part of our deep dive, I want to take a moment to remind everyone to like and subscribe to Thinkiverse Podcast on YouTube. We've got so much more amazing content coming your way, and we wouldn't want you to miss out.
Yes, please do. We love having you as part of our amazing community of knowledge seekers. Now, as we delve into the last part of our exploration, let's ponder this thought-provoking question together. Considering all the potential benefits of intermittent fasting, could incorporating specific types of food or beverages during the fasting window actually enhance its effects?
Ooh, that's a good one. It's like we're hacking our metabolism to get even better results. So we know we're supposed to avoid eating during the fasting window.
Yeah.
But what about certain drinks? Could they make a difference?
It's a fascinating question, and one that researchers are starting to explore. There's a growing body of research looking at the impact of certain compounds, like polyphenols found in tea and coffee, on our metabolic processes.
So sipping on some green tea or even coffee during our fasting window could potentially give us an extra metabolic edge.
It's an intriguing area of research, and I'm really excited to see what future studies uncover. It's like we're constantly unlocking new secrets about how our bodies work.
It's mind-blowing when you think about it. Our bodies are these incredible, adaptable machines, and we're only just beginning to understand their full potential. But speaking of unlocking secrets, we talked earlier about the potential downsides of fasting for too long. What are some signs that someone might be overdoing it?
That's such an important point. While intermittent fasting can be incredibly beneficial, it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's crucial to listen to your body and pay attention to any signals it might be sending you.
So what should people be on the lookout for? What are some red flags?
Well, feeling excessively fatigued,
Yeah.
dizzy, or lightheaded could be signs that you're pushing yourself too hard.
Mhm.
Also, if you're experiencing intense cravings or mood swings that seem out of the ordinary, it might be a sign to adjust your fasting window or frequency.
It's all about finding that sweet spot, right?
Yeah.
Where you're reaping the benefits of fasting without putting too much stress on your body.
Exactly. And it's always a good idea to check in with your healthcare provider before making any major changes to your diet or lifestyle, especially if you have any underlying health conditions.
That's sound advice. It's all about personalizing these approaches and making sure they're right for your individual needs and circumstances. You know, it's fascinating to think about the broader implications of what we've been discussing. We're facing this global epidemic of chronic diseases, many of which are linked to poor diet and lack of exercise.
You're absolutely right. And while lifestyle changes like intermittent fasting,
Uh.
healthy eating, and regular exercise aren't a cure-all, they certainly have the potential to play a significant role in preventing and managing these conditions.
Imagine a world where more people felt empowered to embrace these healthy habits. It could have a ripple effect on public health, reducing healthcare costs, and improving overall quality of life for so many people.
That's a beautiful vision. I think it starts with education,
Yeah.
awareness,
Yeah.
and creating supportive environments that make healthy choices more accessible for everyone.
Absolutely. It's about shifting the focus from treatment to prevention and empowering individuals to take ownership of their well-being.
And it's not just about individual responsibility either. We need systemic changes that promote access to healthy, affordable food, safe spaces to be active, and quality, affordable healthcare.
It's about creating a culture of well-being where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. It's a big challenge, but I think we can make progress by working together.
I agree. It all starts with conversations like this, raising awareness, sharing knowledge, and inspiring action.
And remembering that health isn't just the absence of disease. It's a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being.
Well said. It's about embracing a holistic view of health that encompasses all aspects of our lives.
This has been such an enlightening conversation, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to explore these fascinating topics with you.
Me too. It's been a joy to share this journey of discovery with you and our listeners.
Before we sign off, I want to extend a huge thank you to all of you for tuning in to Thinkiverse Podcast. We appreciate your curiosity, your open minds, and your willingness to dive deep with us into these important conversations. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with your friends.
Yes, spread the knowledge. Let's keep exploring, keep learning, and keep striving for a healthier, happier world.
Until next time, keep diving deep.